All right, make sure your mics are on and we are ready.
Really?
Yep, go for it.
Good morning, people. Welcome.
Council, please make sure your mics are on.
I get interrupted before I get started.
I know. Okay.
Good morning, people. Welcome to the February 11th DeKalb County Council. First off, I want to remind some of you, Friday, you're 2 days away from the Witches' Day, Friday the 13th. So, and all you guys who get in trouble, Valentine's Day is the next day, Saturday. So do not forget Valentine's Day. A week from today is Ash Wednesday, so all you religious people. And remember, 2/18/26 is makeup days for all you guys who drop your girlfriends over Christmas and Valentine's so you didn't have to buy gifts. So. Anyway, we got that out of the way. Bob, you can open up a prayer.
Father God, we thank you for another day of life, another day to serve. I pray for each one of these council people that you would give us wisdom, discernment, and help us to serve the taxpayers of the county the best we can today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with additions. It looks like we got two here. And due to the fact that I'm not a very good reader, I'm going to let Susan help me out here. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Okay, well, I'm not going to read these, so
yeah.
we just need to know if there's any corrections. If not, then we need a motion.
Oh, wait a minute. I did miss the meeting. Okay, let's back up. As a new president, without knowing what it is, I know how Vance feels when he's trying to do with Trump. But we have to, has everybody looked at the minutes, and is there any corrections?
For January 7th.
For January 7th.
I move to approve.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, say
I
aye.
have to roll call.
I have to do roll call because somebody on the TV.
All right, so Chris Kraft.
Yes.
Prosser.
Yes.
Dembski.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Rick. I saw you. I read your lips, we just can't hear you. Thank you.
Well, thank God for once.
Okay, so those are done.
All right, now can I go to additions?
Yes. Okay, so the first additional is for probation addiction treatment court. It is for $2,300. This is the grant award that they receive from Drug Free DeKalb, and it pays for their drug screens. The pricing is anywhere between $11.77 and $13.39 per test, and it's not something that is generally included in the budget because these aren't awarded until the year end, so we wouldn't know the amounts. So they were awarded the $2,300, and they need to put this in their account so they can pay invoices.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Is there any comments from the council or the public? Brian, do you want to say anything? Be sure, here's your chance to ridicule me. And okay, no other comments? Take a roll call.
Okay, Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick? Yes. Okay. The second one is for, from the auditor's office. This is for the Okra Sewer grant money that was awarded, which is $750,000. And so this is just simply because I didn't put it in the budget when we were doing budgets last year. And it's putting the money in the account so that I can pay the invoices as they come in and then we get reimbursed.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve. I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Any comments from the council? See that Robert Kraft's liaison. You have anything to add? Anything from the public? Well, we'll take the roll call vote.
All right, Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
That's all the additions we had, right?
Yep.
Okay, we'll move on to the transfers. Let me see here. I'm not down to it. I'll just turn it over to you. You can
Okay.
explain it better than I can.
The first transfer has multiple. So first, assuming that you guys are going to do all at one
Is that all right with everybody if we do it all at once?
Department.
for the department? Okay. So at or at budget time, council approved $200,000 from the general fund for the health department due to the decrease in their HFI funding. So we budgeted that. Now they are transferring it into all of those different contract amounts that are on the spreadsheet for Children's First Center, St. Martin's, Northeastern Center, Soil and Water Conservation, Hoosiers Feeding the Hungry, Purdue University, Garrett Kaiser Butler School, Drug Free Noble County, YMCA DeKalb County, Iris Family Support Center, and the JAM Center. And those are all broken down that equal the full $200,000. So nothing more than what you already did, just putting them in the account so that she can pay the contract fees.
Okay, do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the council?
I'm going to abstain from this vote.
And that's because you're a YMCA.
Have something to do with the Y.
Thing. Any discussion from the public? If not, roll call, please.
Okay, Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski? Bill?
Yes.
And Ring?
Yes.
Okay. Then the second one is from IT, and, okay, if you remember during budget time, there was discussion on the community corrections software maintenance amount of $30,504. That was paid by community corrections for a few years. Prior to that, it was always paid by IT. And it was discussed, and you guys all agreed that we were going to take that back and put it all into the IT budget. So when, in budget time then, we had left it in one of the personal services accounts because that is where the extra money was that was advertised for wages. So now this is just transferring it from the account that it was in, approved at budget time, into the software maintenance account for their bills.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve this?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion from the council? I have a question. This was moved over because the grant fund was less, wasn't it? Or is this agreement that we made because we thought it should be in?
If I recall, I believe that it was kind of both, because they didn't get everything that they had requested for their grant funds, and then it was also agreed that it should be in the IT budget, just like commissioners used to pay a tiny portion of phone bills, but we put that all in IT because it's the same fund, and it's an IT expense. So we just kind of consolidate them so that we know what is actually IT expenses.
You're liaison. I see Bob Kraft's trying to take all the glory today.
That was my fault.
Anyway, okay, any discussion from the public? If not, roll call, please.
Okay, Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
Okay, got that. That was all the transfers, right? that we
That
had.
was all the approval transfers, yes.
Excuse me. Next is on the approval of the 2025 county receipt expenditures and total comprehensive, right?
Yep. So every year, I have to present and advertise all of our receipts and expenditures for the prior year and all of our wages. So commissioners had approved this at their February 2nd meeting, so now it is for you guys to approve that it was done.
That it was done? Is that what you said?
I provided it to you.
And, okay. Do I have a motion to accept or approve the county, 2025 county receipts? Plus,
Yeah, I'll move to approve.
do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion among the county council? Take a roll call vote, please.
Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
Okay, as we move on, acknowledgement of the annual reports from Emergency Management, Public Defense, DCCC, and Coroner. That on our thing here.
So, yeah, so I had provided the annual reports that they sent to everyone, and we generally do, you can do them all together, we generally do a motion to acknowledge that you guys did receive them.
That's all we're doing is acknowledging that we saw them, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I have a motion that we saw the reports.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
We got a motion and second. Any other comments from the council? Over to you, roll call.
Okay, Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
All right, and next thing is our Sunny Meadow Committee appointment. I've talked to Bob Kraft, Dave Yard, over this appointment, and since he was liaison, I'm going to appoint him to represent the council at the committee for the Sunny Meadows. Is that all right with you?
Yeah. Do whatever
Yes.
council asks.
Do you have something to say, Bill?
Yeah, on that committee for Sunny Meadows, that is moving forward with what we're going to do with Sunny Meadows. And Kellen had originally nominated Chris Kraft to that committee, but found out that the council had to do that. So I would like to see Chris Kraft included on that committee. He has demolition experience.
Well, I thought, that my opinion is, I think Bob's, he's had experience of working out there, and he knows what the building's like. And I'm gonna stick with Bob unless the council want to change that, but that's what I'm gonna appoint.
Can we just talk through just a little bit about what's the goal going forward with Sunny Meadows? Like, what are we looking at? Why is there a committee going forward? What's that committee about? Just
What it would be about, it would be recommendation to the council and to the commissioners on what would happen with that facility, whether we would sell it or tear it down, basically. It's a decision. And there's some other options actually on the table, but we'd have to look into that. We're going to have a gentleman come in and give us some guidelines on what can be done with it, what the financing could be available to do something with that facility without any cost to the county. So it's going to involve more than just tear it down or keep it.
how many people are on this committee?
Seven,
7?
including myself.
What's the makeup of, I guess, of that committee?
The makeup,
The makeup, I mean, where, like, the 7 people that are on there, where,
would be councilman, commissioner, Teresa Allett, Cindy Fogelsong, or residents.
Oh,
taxpayers, Chuck Knox and Larry Lane, our maintenance supervisor, would be on that committee.
Anybody else have anything else to say?
I do like the idea of having Chris on there if possible, just, I mean, he's been on there helping us through the ending of it. I like the idea of Chris being on there just because of his experience with the demo, understanding what that would take. Helpful. I don't know if maybe Bob has some experience that would help with that as well.
Building and construction experience. A lot of facilities.
Okay.
I'll do whatever anybody asks me to do. No. Take that off the radio.
Okay.
Be careful.
Within reason.
Well, unless you guys are gonna vote over me, I'm gonna still stay with Bob and go with that way, because I think he has worked out there and he knows what the buildings look like and everything. Nothing against Chris, but I think he's been out in the building, he knows what it is and everything.
I would like to differ, Mr. President. This is totally different concept. Yeah, Bob has been very much involved in the activities out there, but going forward, this is something different. And just because it has been doesn't mean that it should be, in my mind, but it's up to the council.
I think if council has a vote, then that would be upon us to who we nominate and we would want on the committee. I don't want to feel like we're being torn by other people. It's causing an issue with council. I mean, I think it's somebody that we should nominate and put on that committee. And I don't care who it is. If somebody has the experience, then so be it.
I agree.
I just don't think we need to have a division.
Let's just table this until after our break. I'm gonna have to have a break sometime, and then I want to talk to both of you. And I want your opinion and everything, if I'm gonna have to change my mind. If not, I think I will have a vote for as a council. I just want to make sure we're making the right decision, because
Bill, I would like to, I understand, Chris might have some experience, but since this is a representative of the council, I think as a brand-new councilman who's only at his second meeting, it would be more appropriate to have someone who has the long-term council experience to be on this committee. Chris will get there, but I mean, he's brand new. Bob has been a member of the council, and he's going to be representing the entire council. So I think he would be the better choice there.
okay, let's table this for a little bit so I can talk to both of you. I understand both sides of the point, and we'll just let it go until later in the meeting, okay? Is that fair to you? Chris, you all right with that?
I'm good.
Yep.
Okay, what's our next deal? Waterloo Grant Township Library Board appointment.
Yes, so the library had been looking for a replacement for one of their open board seats, and it has been recommended by the director, Jenny Books, to have the council appoint Deborah Von Bergen for the term ending December 31st of 2029. This would be a full 4-year term.
Jenny, do you have any comments before we move on? Yeah, come up there and state your name. you say? I didn't catch it.
Do I really need to say all that?
No,
No, she doesn't.
I don't. I know.
Any questions?
Is she is from Waterloo or Grant Township or whatever in there, okay. Okay. I'm all choked up. I was hoping she had to repeat it again. Okay, do I have a motion to approve this nomination for the Waterloo Grant Township Board?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion. I have a motion, a second. Any other comments from the council? Okay. Roll call, please.
Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on down. We're at the encumbrance 2025 and 2026 for additions. Susan?
Yes, so after we did the original encumbrances, there were 4 items. Okay, the first one had to do with highway that he just simply had forgotten to bring over the engineering for Bridge 503 from what was budgeted last year into this year. So that's the first one. And then the other 3 all have to do with grants, and they either got processed right after the end of the year that we weren't aware of until we went through that first claims processing date. So those, the 220, 574, 13, and 204, those are so that we make sure that they hit the reports and funding correctly for their grants.
Okay, do I hear, how do I put this? Motion to encumber, is that what I want? Encumber the 2025 and 2026 budget?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion, second. Any other comments from the council? Okay, roll call, lady.
Chris?
Yes.
Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Okay, okay, yeah, I did see him come in, didn't I?
Yep.
Okay, the airport update report, Randy Fox, you're on.
Mostly.
Mostly on.
We had our reorganization meeting in January. We elected the same slate of officers that we've had for the last 8 years, I guess. I'll be serving as secretary, but I'll be continuing to do these reports until somebody tells me to stop. We did take delivery of the new multi-function snow removal machine. Last month, right after the board meeting, we went out, and if you want to feel small, please come out and take a look at this machine. I'm going to try to get some pictures this week from Friday at the facility and put somebody next to it for scale, but this thing is huge. 24-foot broom that is adjustable for angle. It's got a 22-foot blade on the front with 2-foot wings on the side that can be adjusted to carry snow out to where it needs to be. The old broom is still functional, be used as a backup, and we've got that new Fendt tractor that again has a 20-foot blade on it. Also, there's a Bobcat, a tracked Bobcat with I believe it's a 10-foot blade that they use for snow removal in and around the area. Russ reported that the broom worked well. It's like being in the Starship Enterprise when you get in the seat. There's controls all around. On the Fendt tractor, it's dual direction. You actually turn the whole operator's seat around, and it's hydraulic, so it doesn't matter whether it's going frontwards or backwards, but you can move stuff. And then they also showed us that the guys fabricated a liquid dispenser that'll do a 20-foot wide snow de-icing liquid. And they built this on a small trailer that they can tip up, take the Bobcat and load a 500 or 250-gallon container on, wire it up, put it on the back of the tractor and go, and they can spread de-icing liquid as well. So all of that happened this year. This last couple of weeks has been quite a surprise. Again, Russ reported that the airport, our runway was cleared as much as they could and got it down to bare pavement, and that we actually had some cancellations, not because we were closed, but because areas around us were closed. So we're pretty happy with the equipment. We anticipate if we get the kind of traffic that we're going to get, or anticipate that this new runway and structures will give us over the next couple of years, that this is going to be a vital piece of equipment to keep the airport running, because we're anticipating more and more traffic.
When you say surprise, I mean, we weren't expecting that until the summer, right? That piece of equipment?
Right, yep. So it's, but like I say, I think the floor of the cab is right about my chin when you start climbing up, and the cab is actually well above the main floor, but it's huge, dual diesel motors to run this thing, one for the broom and one to actually make it move. So it's quite the piece of equipment, and the guys said it functioned exquisitely, so happy with it. And also, just for the sake of conversation, I may have said this last month, but we had 14,887 operations either coming in or out of the airport for the 2025. Comes down to about 40 operations a day average if you do the whole 365. We were closed for a number of weeks for repairs and construction, so we're looking at probably 50 or 60 operations a day out of our, everybody considered our small little airport. It is, again, I think the largest general aviation runway in the state of Indiana right now.
That's going to kind of hurt you when you shut down for 6 weeks there to repave it, ain't it?
Pardon?
Ain't that kind of going to mess up your operations when you close down for 6 weeks and just
Yes.
there to repave it?
Right. We had this a year and a half ago. We had to shut down for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I believe. We gave everybody notice. A lot of airplanes moved. And some of the airplanes are just pleasure craft. They don't really operate in and out on a regular basis. Some of them could stay in the hangars. A bunch of them will move. We gave them abatements on rental when they couldn't use the runway for those people that did want to move to somewhere else, so they weren't paying rent 2 places, which is unkind. But when this thing is done, we're going to have the world-class runway for operations out of our airport. And we have to. I saw a video or a picture. One of the jets came in, and everybody knows what the engine reversers are. There's little buckets that come off the back of the motor, and they actually run the thrust forward so they can stop. They don't have to stand on their brakes and smoke the tires and all that stuff. As they were stopping, it was blowing chunks of the runway surface up onto the wings. Yeah, which, again, you put a stone through a jet engine, and they don't do well, they don't last long. And so this, and this is with Russ and Jason doing constant maintenance on the runway. So it needs to be resurfaced, it needs to be repaired, and once that's done, I think the last time this thing was actually had heavy-duty work on it was like 25 years ago. And the guys have been on it as much as 2 people can, or 3 people, with the maintenance guy. But it's a vital piece, and if we're expecting jet traffic, we can't have stones blown up on the back of the wings. Can't happen. Any questions?
Any other questions, Council, for Randy?
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming in. Okay, what's next on our agenda?
Well, the presentation won't be until 9:30, because that's when we scheduled it. So, you can either keep going down the list, or if you want your break, or you want to do it.
What's the wishes of the council? You want to keep moving on, or someone needs the restroom? Okay, so we don't have to listen to Chris for another half an hour. Okay, that's good. No, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, what are we looking at, though?
So we have a salary and hourly wage ordinance amendment, number 2026 OCC-3, and that is just correcting the error for the academy-trained road officer is they actually make the 2839, not the 2408 as that category is. And so when I did this before, I mistakenly put the category amount and not the 2839 for that position only.
So it's just a clerical error, right?
Yep.
Basically what it is.
But it's an ordinance, so we have to do first reading, then waive it, and then second and third.
Okay, do I have a motion for first reading on the 2026 county salary and wage ordinance amendment number 20260CC3?
I'll make the motion.
We got a motion and second. Is there any questions from the councilman?
Yeah, so this is for all the road officers? Or,
No, this is for when they have part-time academy-trained road
oh,
deputies that are
so it's
part-time.
not, yeah, it's not a huge amount that's going to impact our
No.
projections for our financial projections for the year. It's going to be pretty
Correct.
small.
Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Chris?
Yes.
Prosser? Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rules. I have a motion to suspend the rules.
Make that motion.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rule. Roll call vote, please.
Chris?
Yes.
Prosser? Dembski? Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
Okay, that's back to me, right?
Yep, for
Okay.
second and third.
Now, I need a motion for the second and third reading of the ordinance number 2026-0CC-3. Do I have a motion?
I'll second.
I got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Chris?
Yes.
Prosser? Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rick?
Okay. Next is the council commissioners, right?
Yep.
Bill, are you ready, or do you want to wait?
Okay, back again with another committee appointment request. And what this involves is a committee to, an advisory committee on the health insurance policy that will be coming up shortly. And what Dottie has recommended, Dottie Miller has recommended an advisory committee to meet quarterly with the Apex, that does our health insurance, and to just get information as to where we're at, how this is moving forward, and what we need to do with the next enrollment of the health insurance plan. We had a couple of recommendations at our last commissioner meeting. Dylan Dooley had recommended a joint council and commissioners public meeting. There was some, Dottie expressed some problems with that being a public meeting on kind of what can you bring up as far as personal health situations. So it would probably have to be a closed-door executive session. I had recommended a little bit different option. I recommended one council member, one commissioner, HR, one employee, and one citizen taxpayer. And that taxpayer would probably be somebody that provides health insurance for their small business or larger business, whichever the case might be, to bring some more perspective to what we might offer our employees. It's kind of a split thing. Is we didn't do a vote on it. We left it kind of to the council, what the council might like to do, and then we will follow up with one of those two options.
That representative, the taxpayer representative that maybe represents the insurance industry, would we have them not be a potential vendor that we would buy from?
Yes.
Yeah, be somebody.
Yeah, absolutely,
Neutral.
absolutely. Yeah, it would not be a vendor. It'd be a business person in the community
That knows.
has to furnish health care for his employees. Yeah. Any questions?
I'd like to throw one more in there. It's one that me and, you want to go ahead? Amy?
No,
and
go
me
ahead.
Discussed it. We thought maybe, I'm not in favor of an outside person coming in. I'll say that right front. I think it should be within county, but we thought maybe you should have the HR. Dottie told me so. An auditor, commissioner, 2 councilmen, and 1 other person. And I don't care if it's 1 councilman, 2, but we want a council on there that does take the health insurance. Then I thought as the last person, we should have another employee of DeKalb County who has health insurance. And that was my recommendation. I'm looking forward to. I mean, that's what I'm throwing out there.
I
Is that
guess
right? Did I said that right?
Yeah, you did, and I think, thinking about it, I think the only place where I would disagree with you would be, I don't think we should have every single person on that committee who is taking the current insurance policy from the county. I think that could lend itself to some scrutiny of, oh, well, they're all getting it, so the committee is making recommendations that most benefit themselves. So I think we should use some caution there, just to be sure that that doesn't wrong.
Maybe it be weighted, I mean, if it's a 7-person, there'll be 4 that don't take it and 3 that do.
Maybe something to that.
It's good to
And in
have
the end, I
someone
think the
who
committee
take it
will, of course,
to share experience.
yeah. I think the committee, I think the purpose of it would be to make recommendations, 2 or 3 different recommendations, and then let the council decide. I do like the idea of a committee over an additional 4 meetings a year for the council, because I do think one of the benefits of having the insurance company, or the insurance plan being paid by the county, is that we have additional information about how it's being used, and that can't always be discussed. And it lends itself to helping in that way.
Bill, that previous times, there was a committee with the commissioners and the council and the employee. That was back when Don Brogg and Jackie Rowan were commissioners, because the committee was Jackie Rowan, myself from the council, the auditor, and a county employee, and it worked fairly well, and there was a lot more discussion on the entire healthcare plan when that was taking place than it has been in the past few years.
I think it would be good to have an odd number of people on the committee versus an even number, and I don't know, I'm open to having, whether that's the auditor's office, or I don't know if they want one more thing added to their plate. But
When Dottie sent that out, I originally said that I wouldn't do it, but I do need to do it because it is going to be affecting our office, so.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I
Whether it's you
do
or-
see,
or
right, one of
Jody.
us,
Yeah,
right.
one of you I think would be beneficial. So I don't know if we need 1 or 2 on the council. I don't know that that matters. Yeah, 5 to 7, 5 or 7.
And Bill, just to clarify for public, I mean, we had a significant increase we were facing last year, which caused us to switch vendors, and it just, the trend is significant increases every year. So we're trying to address that, figure out different, better, whatever kind of ways we can to address that increase, those significant increases. They're not normal. I mean, we can handle single digits, but we're talking double digit probably percentages.
Right. Probably. We haven't gotten a figure on that yet, or an estimate or a guess, but it'll probably be another big jump. And we got to figure out a way to get past that and reduce that. And I think that we need a cross-section of representation on this committee. And not just people that are going to benefit from the health plan, but people that have to pay for this health plan. And so I think somebody needs to be a citizen taxpayer on this committee because they're paying the bill. And I heard the comment, well, everybody pays taxes, but not everybody gets advantage, gets benefit from the taxes they pay as far as when it comes to health care. So I think they should be included. Somebody from the general public, if nothing else. Somebody has a clue, of course, what's going on with healthcare insurance. And that would be somebody that has to provide it.
How do you select someone that you're not showing that you're biased to someone? How do you select someone that you show that you're not biased to someone?
How do you select anybody from the employees that isn't biased?
Well, that's true, but I
Question
mean,
back at you.
that will come from selecting someone outside the.
And why would somebody be biased if they're an outsider providing insurance? What do you mean by bias?
Well, bias probably ain't the right word to use, but, you know, you'll have other people complain, why wasn't I put on this compared to you on the public side? I think it should be an internal deal. We should take care of it, then present it.
Well, in that case, why don't we just forget about the committee and just have the commissioners do the job they're supposed to do?
That's what we've done over the past, haven't we?
So we've done in the past.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it to me. The only thing I disagree with is having a person from the public there. I think my issue is, and I don't know. I mean, I'll live with it. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you over that small point, but I think it should be everything in-house. But you guys got to make choice. I'm offering, you know, what I said, what I thought was right, and you have your opinion too, right?
I do have a question about that, and maybe that would be from HR. Dottie, would there be an issue with bringing someone outside of county government into a committee meeting? Would there be some type of HIPAA laws that would be potentially violated, or, okay. Just saying no, so I want to make sure we were covered in that way, because that's,
Right, that's a
you
good
talk about
question.
insurance, you're
Yeah.
talking about HIPAA. I want to make sure
Bill,
that, so that wouldn't be an issue.
clarify, you're not saying a random person from the public, you're saying a provider or somebody from the insurance industry that has expertise.
Yeah, I'm not saying we go out on the street and just pull somebody off the curb.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that has some experience, somebody that has provided or are providing insurance to their employees.
And they might,
They're going to have a good idea, you know, and bring some different ideas maybe than we have internally.
or even insurance provider themselves that we're not going to buy from would be good. Because
That's a possibility, I
They might
suppose.
know of ideas that are out there in the market that ways people are attacking this. I mean,
Right.
it's a big problem
Yeah.
across the industry.
I'm not opposed to the idea.
I have one more question, and you might not know because we haven't gotten that far. Will that person, like, will you guys, like, specifically, like, go handpick somebody, or are you going to have a few, like, send you why they think they should be part of it? Just so everybody understands.
Quite understand the question.
Like,
Outside person.
yeah, the outside person, like, will you and the other commissioners, like, will you specifically go, okay, I want this person, or will you, like, maybe send it out to, like, 5 and have them send their reasons why they think?
I'd say send it out to 5 and see what the response is, and then the commissioners can decide on which one. Yes.
That makes sense.
So what do we need to do to kind of move this forward? How do we, Mr. President?
Well, this is a commissioner's committee because it sources human resources, so I think he's asking you for an appointment
Correct.
to the committee.
Basically, yes. And probably wait on the verification and approval of the committee makeup, of the makeup of the committee, whether it's the first option or the second option. If it's the second option, obviously, we'd like an appointment of that particular council person.
Okay, name your first option.
Okay, does the council do they need to approve the makeup?
I think that's a
I
commissioner's
think
decision.
that's your guys'.
That's your decision, Bill. It'd be informal if they approved it. I mean, you wouldn't have to be bound by it, but if you want their input on that, you're certainly entitled to it, so.
I think it's difficult to have the entire commissioners, the entire council there without making that a public thing.
I agree, and that was a glitch with that. So, yeah, I'd still like to go with the option 2 and then appoint a council member and give us some guidance on who the public person would be from the public.
So maybe we need to, you guys need to appoint somebody from the council to be on that, and then maybe if you guys have a suggestion of somebody, maybe you can email Bill of, hey, this might be a good person to reach out to for the outside person. And then Bill can take it to the others.
That'd be perfect.
Does that work?
Yep.
I don't have an individual in mind, but I like the idea of somebody from the insurance industry or somebody that handles it for a larger company that has 300, 400, 500 employees. And if I'm sure there's an HR person or somewhere in those companies that has a deal primarily with the insurance. That kind of a person would be very helpful for it. They will have, for those for-profit entities, gone through and.
That was always my idea or my want, yes. My suggestion.
Okay, let's just do it the easy way. Is there anyone on this council who would like to be on this? Discuss that.
Yeah, I would be interested in being on that.
Anybody else? So we don't have no, because she does not, let's get this out, you do not use the county
Correct. I do.
insurance. Yes.
If the idea was to have somebody, if everybody on the committee was supposed to have the insurance, then I would not work because I do not take it. But if you want the makeup to be a mix of people who do and don't, then.
Who's the commissioner? Are you the commissioner heading this?
Yes.
Do you take the insurance?
No.
We have two. Then
HR and auditor would, Daddy, you have we both have.
so you got 2 to 2, and what was the?
Right.
Okay, so no one wants it. I have no issue with appointing Amy if everyone's.
Be beneficial to the committee and information for us.
And if something goes wrong, we know we have someone to blame.
It'll always go wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. I will, to me, that's fine with me if Amy wants to do it, because I have nothing in, I mean, I don't take the insurance, and it really, my insurance is crop insurance and building insurance, so I wouldn't be no good for health insurance, so you put someone in. If that's all right with everybody here, I'll just let Amy you got Amy, you're stuck with her, so.
Do you want a vote or a consensus?
You know, consensus. Anybody that disagree, let me know. So it's a consensus.
Okay.
I'm not gonna force someone who don't have time and don't want to do it, so. And Amy's one with a lot of time, I hear.
Not sure about that.
Okay, anything else?
That's it. All I had, unless you have something.
My only other comment on that is I like not having the committee made up of too many, a majority of people that have the insurance, but I would certainly like to say that we got to have employees and I'm a councilman that takes it. Have an input session or something to give information, or maybe we can even write an emails or whatever. I mean, I have opinions from what we switched from before to this year. I've had a lot of problems this year. medical issues.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think that's a good idea to open that
sure
up
it's a
so
lot
that
easier,
there's
so.
some feedback,
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
maybe an open thing to get all the employees to have input on, yes, or this is really good what we got, or this has been terrible.
The only other comment I have is at the next February 17th Commissioner meeting, there is going to be a lengthy insurance discussion. If anybody wants to attend, watch, whatever, I'm not advertising it as a council commissioner. It's only a commissioner meeting, so if a quorum of you show up, you will not be able to speak, if that makes sense.
So if 4 of us shows up, Amy won't be able to talk then, okay?
And if you all know that you are coming, then I can re-advertise, but I'm just letting you know that that will be the initial. I don't know what they're talking about, but it's going to be a long one.
Is anybody else planning to go? I might go if I'm looking at my calendar right now.
I will not be there, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I'll try to be
I'll
there,
be-
obviously.
You should be there.
You're
going,
You're gonna be,
Yeah,
so.
either in person or
It's just
try to
2 of us.
listen.
we're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you can add some comments if you need to get them thinking the way you want them to, so. Thank you, Amy, for volunteering your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Are we, anything else, Bill?
That's it. That's all I got.
Promise?
Oh, never promise.
Okay. Okay, are we, time for them?
Well, we got 5 minutes. Do you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a quick break. Get everyone out, and then we'll get back and we'll have Chris's presentation.
You gonna make music?
You see my, all right, let's call this back to order. Chris is gonna put a presentation on, or someone is, under Chris's guidance. So. That turn is on. And so, up to you, Chris.
Good. Hi. So the Plan Commission has been working on the comprehensive plan DeKalb 2040 over the last year and 2 months. Working with our partners at HWC. Allie is here in person. Jen and Rachel are up on the screen there. And we'll be doing just a brief presentation on what's within the comprehensive plan, kind of how we've come to this final step. February 18th will be the Plan Commission's recommendation to the county commissioners, and then the county commissioner meeting on March 2nd to hopefully adopt what we have here. So council does not need to vote on this. It's just a thank you to providing the funds to have this rewrite. It was important from what we've had in the past with the DeKalb comprehensive plan from 2017. So this rewrite is very important to the future and planning of DeKalb County. So I just wanted to bring it to you so you could take a look at it, get to at least see and meet the staff that have worked on this over the last year with HWC. But with that, I will hand it over to Rachel and Jen. They're up on the screen. You do have the presentation. I printed it out, but also they will be having it up on the screen. So I did text them that they need to speak loud because the sound kind of isn't the greatest up there. But so, yeah. But we'll have any questions you have after this as well. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you all for having us this morning. I did tell Chris, if he can't hear us, to make sure he sends us a quick text and we'll try to speak up louder. Like Chris said, we're here for informational purposes. We're gonna, review the comprehensive plan with you. And we're happy to answer any questions that you may have about it. I would say it's really kind of a neat thing to be presenting to a county council. Usually we're going just before the Plan Commission and the county commissioners. So, I would say thank you to Chris for making sure that this body was involved in it just to know what's going on and, again, for those informational purposes. So I will kick off, our presentation. So, obviously we're here for the comprehensive plan. Jen, if you can go ahead and skip to the next slide. So this is our planning team that got to work with Chris and his team on the comprehensive plan. So my name is Rachel Christensen. I'm the planning studio lead. I've worked with HWC for a little, almost 5 years now. And then I've got Jen Barclay, who's been the prime project manager on this project, and Reese Swimmer is a planner that worked on this. And then Allie Daughtry is in the crowd. Maybe she can give a little wave because I saw her walk in. So Allie is our client liaison and does a wonderful job of working with our communities in the northern part of Indiana. Next slide, please. All right, so what is a county comprehensive plan? And I am not sure if anyone in the room has worked out a county or a comprehensive plan before, maybe besides Chris. Because like I said, it's not usual that we get to present in front of a county council. A comprehensive plan is a document that helps guide the development and long-term community investment. So this is typically we focus on land use. That is one of the required elements that we have to have in a comprehensive plan. But comprehensive plans do cover a lot of other topics as well. This is a document that's used by elected leaders, staff, community organizations, and even property owners when making decisions about what to do in DeKalb County. I like to say that it's almost like a welcome mat for your community too, where, people who are from outside of the county can understand, what is important and special to DeKalb County. They can understand the vision, who you want to be when you grow up. And so those things are really helpful. Without a comprehensive plan, you can't have zoning. So there's actually some counties still in the state of Indiana that do not have comprehensive plans and they don't have zoning. Obviously, I'm a planner, so I'm all about comprehensive plans and zoning. I think that really helps you guide how your community develops and grows and evolves over time. Because if you don't have one, you really don't get a say in what someone is doing with their land or their property. Because there might be uses that you don't want in your county. And it's important to articulate that in a comprehensive plan. So this puts you in the driver's seat. Can we go to the next slide? Like Chris said, we've been working on this for a little over a year. There's been 4 phases that we've gone through to get to where we are today. Our first phase was kind of casting that vision. That's where we pull a steering committee together that helps guide the development of the process, or of the comprehensive plan. We do some background research on DeKalb County, and we bring it to the steering committee to make sure we're all on the same page before we continue moving forward. Then we go into the reach a consensus phase, which is really where we do a lot of public engagement. You know, we want to hear what the community has to say about what their thoughts and opinions are about, you know, who DeKalb County is today and who they want DeKalb County to look like and be, you know, in the future. So we do lots of engagement opportunities during that phase. Once we get through that, we start forming the plan. We prepare an existing conditions report. We draft some goals and strategies for the county. And then we host what's called a Big Ideas Open House, where we invite the public back and we ask them, hey, did we miss the mark, or are we on track? And that helps us do some course correction if, you know, there's a hot topic that maybe what we heard didn't align with what they were telling us. So we're able to course correct then if needed. And then we start drafting that first draft of the comprehensive plan. We are now in the last phase, which is practical action steps, and we also go through adoption during this phase. So in the 4th and final phase, we put a public draft together. So, you know, once we had that first draft, we gave it to the steering committee to review. And now the plan is actually out in the public, so they're able to review. That includes you, so everyone, you know, I know will be running home tonight to make sure they do their nighttime reading of the comprehensive plan. And then we did a public presentation where we presented it to the public and got any final feedback on it. Like Chris said, our next steps are going to be going to the Plan Commission for an adoption hearing, and then it will go to the county commissioners for final adoption. So community engagement is really the foundation from which the comprehensive plan is built. We had a steering committee, and this was the group that helped guide the document, guide the planning process. We had 22 members as part of that. And you can see there was a variety of individuals that served that had various backgrounds. You know, a county commissioner, we had actually a county council member, school leadership participated, members of the Plan Commission, the Amish community, ag leaders, and the Community Foundation are just some of the individuals that helped serve on this committee. Next slide, please. We had a variety of engagement opportunities, like I had noted earlier. There is a specific project website for this process, and we had over 2,000 unique visits on that website. So people were looking at what was going on, trying to understand, you know, where they could engage in this and give feedback. We had 62 people participate in focus group meetings. The focus group meetings were like the title of them. We focused on a variety of topics and really zeroed in on what was going on in DeKalb County in these specific areas. And we invited kind of the local experts to the table to hear what those issues were and how we could even overcome some of those issues. So topics included agribusiness, utilities, transportation and infrastructure, economic development, housing, philanthropy, youth, quality of life and place, and then also land use. Other community engagement opportunities, we had an online survey which had almost 600 participants, which is fantastic. We had 2 public workshops with over 75 people attending, and you can see a variety of other community engagement opportunities. So, you know, we felt really solid that there was a lot of input from the community, a lot of participation. So job well done, DeKalb County. public engagement process and working with the steering committee, we started hearing some common themes that kept popping up from all that community engagement. Some of those key themes included, there is a strong sense of community here in DeKalb County. There was a wish for preservation of the heritage, your agricultural roots, the car culture, your historic places and local events. The public, really spoke about the protection of natural assets. There was a desire for supporting thoughtful growth, that not only balances tradition, but anything that's innovative and new for the future. There's a desire for collaboration among local governments, nonprofits, and community partners. And then really just a focus on quality of life. People are really proud of DeKalb County and want to see that pride carry on into the future, but also having some economic resilience and just that long-term prosperity. So bringing all of that information together, all those key priorities that we heard, we worked with the steering committee to develop a vision for the future of DeKalb County. And I'm going to go ahead and just read this because this is one of the important things that is coming out of this plan is the vision. So DeKalb County is intentionally shaping a future where strategic growth strengthens the local community to create lasting opportunity. While celebrating DeKalb County's heritage of farming, classic car culture, and the people that make DeKalb County unique, the county is striving to be a place of opportunity for education, workforce development, and local businesses create pathways to success at every stage of life. A steward of land and water, balancing thoughtful development with long-term care for farmland and natural systems. And lastly, a home where families and employers flourish, offering quality housing, amenities, and a strong sense of place. We thought that really encapsulated all the things that we were hearing from both the steering committee and the public. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to the project manager, Jen, and she's going to walk you through, actually more of the details of the plan.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us. So to get into the nuts and bolts of the plan, it's organized around these chapters. So it starts out with an executive summary, which highlights just the key recommendations of the plan. It's just meant to be a quick overview that if you want to learn very quickly what the plan is about, rather than reading over 100 pages, that you can quickly learn that in the executive summary. Next, we go into the introduction, which outlines the planning process that Rachel just kind of went through and also current conditions. We do have a public participation chapter, which summarizes that engagement and public input. And then chapters 4 through 10 is that subject matter, which identifies our critical topics. So land use, transportation, housing, community facilities and infrastructure, trails, open spaces, natural areas, economic development, and finally arts, culture, and placemaking. So each of those chapters, we talk a bit about the existing conditions, a goal, strategy, and objectives to achieve that goal. Chapter 11 is dedicated to the town of Corona. And then chapter 12 are implementation strategies that really support what you heard in that subject chapters. So the structure of each of those chapters, again, is a clear goal, which is a long-term outcome that you want to achieve, strategies that are like broad approaches that can be taken to achieve those goals, and then objectives. Those start to identify specific actions, so taking the strategies, moving them into reality. So that kind of approach, it lends itself to the plan just not be a vision, but an action guide for the community that leaders can use to help move DeKalb County forward. So a little bit about each of these chapters. So land use, this is the goal up on the screen. Really, we heard from the community that balancing preservation, growth, the economic opportunities is key. Online public survey results, we had 68% of respondents opposed developing agricultural land for large lot housing.
and 65% supported allowing higher density housing to preserve farmland and limited scattered growth. Something also important to note here is DeKalb County, most of its housing and development exists within its municipalities, but also within its extraterritorial jurisdictions, its ETJs. And that's really where the municipality has planning and zoning authority, but the county, it's still county land. It's a little bit of a hybrid mix there. So participants really wanted to see that cohesion between county and the municipalities really meet. So we really focus on that as a land use strategy. Additionally, we heard participants express concerns about converting agricultural land for industrial solar. Residents really emphasize like careful planning, appropriate location, protection of prime farmland to really preserve the county's rural character. So that large-scale solar or winds may have limited supports, but other emerging uses should be monitored. So county leaders are encouraged to really proactively establish that approach to those uses and align with the long-term goals and rural priorities as well. Part of the land use chapter is the future land use map. It's important to note that future land use map is not a zoning map. They're interconnected, but they have very distinct separate purposes. So future land use map is a policy guide. It illustrates like intended character, activity, intensity of development. Zoning, by contrast, standards such as use, lot size, building height, setbacks that govern how the lands can be used. This is your current map. From this, you have quite a few different categories. You'll see in the new map that we streamline those. But overall, you see the approach there, like the yellow, the orange, is really developing around municipalities. And you'll see that carried through to the proposed future land use map. On here, we do have those ETJs, the extraterritorial jurisdictions, in gray. Since the municipalities have that planning authority, we did not pull that through into the county plan. But you see still that focused development around key corridors, around municipalities, instead of scattering throughout the county. So in short, like we're still guiding smart growth principles, but respecting both community needs and available resources for development. Next is transportation. The county maintains around 700 miles of county roads. That's about 72% of all the roads in the county. We heard from online survey respondents that 64% felt it's safe and convenient to travel around the county, so good. That's good to hear. Going forward, transportation planning just really aims to balance the needs of today's infrastructure, but the mobility demands for future generations, so continuing to make that progress. Housing. Stakeholders really expressed a strong interest in expanding attainable housing options, rehabilitating like vacant or underutilized properties, and preserving farmland and limiting sprawl. Again, most of the housing is found within towns and cities. So because of this, the county can achieve the residents' vision for housing by being a supportive partner with municipalities, offering a variety of housing types, price points that complement what is going on within those municipalities, but still respecting the agriculture heritage. Community facilities and infrastructure. The county's population continues to grow, so investments in infrastructure and essential services is important. Many residents see like expanding water, sewer, broadband services as key to attracting new housing and residents, but funding always remains a challenge. We also heard that DeKalb County residents choose to live in the community because they have a high quality of life at a lower cost of living, but still have some challenges. For example, we heard quite a bit about childcare capacity, which we know the Y is expanding their facility now, so that's good to hear. But currently, DeKalb County families spend about 7.7% of their income on childcare, which is lower than Allen County, which is an average about 13.3% of their income. So that lower cost factor is attractive to families, but you'll need to continue to monitor capacity as the community continues to grow. Trails, open space, natural areas. Residents consistently identified expanding the Pokebosh Trail as a top priority. So the county is well positioned to expand your outdoor recreation for residents. You have strong community support, great, beautiful, natural surrounding areas, and you're conveniently located. So DeKalb County is to encourage to continue to play that supportive role in trail development, working with regional and statewide organizations, secure those long-term funding solutions for maintenance and expanding the trail. Next is economic development. Conversations with local economic development experts highlighted priorities, those being that skilled workers, especially manufacturing and trade, can be difficult to find, and they really want to see a strengthening of training programs and connecting students with local employers. I think it's also important to acknowledge that agriculture is a major economic pillar. Over 800 farms manage nearly 192,000 acres that produces about $166 million in agriculture revenue. So with that, DeKalb is encouraged to continue to foster a diverse, resilient economy by supporting that workforce training and attracting a wider variety of businesses. Arts, culture, and placemaking. So it's very clear that DeKalb County residents really value what makes DeKalb County unique, your rural identity, and your loved events throughout the year. So continue to promote and invest in those arts and culture, heritage types events is vital. Maybe strategic support for these initiatives will help the county continue to offer those culture events that enriches residents' lives, but also attracts visitors and celebrates the county. And then Chapter 11 is dedicated to the town of Corona. The DeKalb County Plan Commission does oversee the town of Corona's planning and zoning, which was an agreement that was established in December of 1965. So this chapter is dedicated to detailing their specific demographics, existing conditions, the public engagement we have there as well, and specific recommendations for the town. And then we wrap up with the implementation chapter 12. Really, we start to launch some implementation strategies. So we heard goals and objectives in chapters 4 through 10, and this is where it really starts to put those into strategies designed to build momentum. So it's like your first steps once the plan is adopted, where to go next. So this has like corresponding action items, proposed timeframes, and potential. As I think Rachel said and Chris, the plan can be viewed on the project website, DeKalb2040.com. Our next step is to go to the public hearing February 18th at Plan Commission, and then we'll subsequently go to the Commissioner's adoption meeting on March 2nd. Rachel and I welcome any questions that anyone may have.
Does anybody have any questions here? The only thing I have, and Andrews probably can correct me, the bill that was just passed, was it 1333? Is that the right bill? That this didn't address like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 5 agriculture. We have to do that, right?
The bill that was just introduced,
It passed. I just wanted the number. It was 13.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Does it get ripped out?
Yeah, I thought it.
Last.
Bill's not dead yet, but the language will go.
Yeah.
But we've never zoned or rated our agriculture down by numbers, have we?
We haven't we have an A1, A2, A3, A4.
Okay,
We have
okay.
conservation agricultural, which is our A1, our A2. So we have 4 different agricultural districts. 2 basically mirror each other, and the other are for high intensity and.
Well, I asked, is this bill that comes through, and I'm getting off topic.
You
but
are.
It is, I know it. But it was, they did not zone any of our agriculture ground. We have to do that, right?
Correct, yes. The bill you're talking about for the data centers and stuff? Is that the one you're talking about?
Solar deal. There was solar panel, solar fields in there too.
Was there that in there? So they got, from my understanding, they got rid of all that language.
Okay.
That's all quote unquote dead in the water.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Thanks to Bill for getting us off topic.
Well, it's all the same. We have to, it's all in the
Right.
zoning stuff.
Yeah, so thanks Rachel and Jen for your presentation. A couple other things that I just wanted to add is that, the comprehensive plan is a community-wide document. There are things in there that Plan Commission and the county commissioners will have to work through and achieve, but there are things in there for other parts of the community, as they mentioned, childcare and the Y doing their part. A lot of those, I shouldn't say a lot, some of the goals within the plan are community-wide that the county can offer support for. And that could be monetary or it could be non-monetary, letters of support or pass-throughs through grants and things like that. So there are other ways to support. But again, I wanted you all to get the presentation from HWC more as a courtesy. Obviously, there's no vote needed today for the council, but then again, allowing us to go through this process and funding this important document for the county. So I do appreciate it very much, and I know the Plan Commission and county commissioners will as well. So thank you again. Gosh, your guys' phones go off.
Take your pills.
No, when you get as old as we do, these phones go off sometimes, and you're supposed to take your medicines.
Got you.
You gotta have them loud enough because our hearing's not as good.
God love you guys.
Anyway, but thanks, Chris.
Go ahead.
Chris, I just wanted to say thank you for, I know that you spent a lot of time and hours, and I really appreciate you guys to make this presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
I also wanted to thank Chris. I know there's been a lot of extra work for your office to get this accomplished over the last year and a half, or whatever, but thanks for doing it. We had to have it. We needed it.
Thank you so much, too. Thanks to Jen and Rachel and Allie and Reese for putting up with me over the last year. That's never easy.
You said it.
They can attest to it. Susan can attest to it. People back here can attest to it, too. But yeah, it's been great. So thanks again.
Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done, ladies.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can move on?
Yep.
Everything, so our next deal is the Code Compliance Officer Revised Job Description Approval. What is,
Yeah, our
Let
HR.
Bob take it.
oh, Bob, take it.
We looked at some changes in that job description after the commissioners had some input on it. We did limit it to 20 hours. We don't typically do that for part-time, but we felt that that was important in this particular job description. We did not want that to be something that became a problem for our community. So anyway, and we just need to get that approved. I think it's all, the HR committee's approved it. We're recommending it for approval by full council. Is that right? It was already removed, right?
No, that was.
Oh, was it?
Correct. The M through F, Monday through Friday, was just removed from the schedule part of it.
Okay.
It was on the previous job description.
Right.
Yep, and we had recommended that be removed.
Yeah, it did say Monday through Friday before, but there may be some work needed to be done on the weekend. Not necessarily, I wasn't necessarily worried about the worker. I just said I don't think they should be going to visit property owners on Sundays, but on Saturdays they may have to do that because property owners may not be home during the week.
Is there anything we have to take action today, or are you gonna
Yeah, you have to vote to approve the changes for the job description.
Okay,
The job description's the only thing that needs approved. There's not gonna be an ordinance or anything, because the pay doesn't change.
And we're currently, Bill or Dottie, we currently don't have, that person's resigned, and we don't have a person in this position right now. And it's remained in the job description, just so everybody knows, the public knows that it is a response only. I mean, he'd be responding to complaints, not going out and aggressively trying to find problems.
okay, I need a motion to, someone say,
Approve the job description with changes as presented.
motion to approve the job description as stated by Bob.
I'll make that motion if I can.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion among the councilmen? All right, call for the vote.
Okay, Chris? Prosser?
Yes.
Dembski?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bill?
Oh, yes.
Ring?
Yes.
One other comment, and I'm gonna let this go to the council. After talking to both Chris and Bob at the break, Chris has stated that it was all right to let Bob do it, and I still will stay with my appointment as Bob as a Sunny Meadow Committee appointment. But if the council will want to vote on it, I will let you to vote. So it's up to you guys.
Fine if,
I had a discussion with both of them. We all three were there, and they both called me Joe's dad, so I can't say one's better than the other. So I think I'll stay with Bob, so. And is that it? I'm done being president. Oh, remember, another public reminder, Valentine's is Saturday. Remember that, Chris. Your wife's sitting right there. And also this morning, it said it's going to cost, and ladies, listen to this, 11.25% more money this year for your husband to buy the candy and the flowers for you. So appreciate it, 11.25% more. Anyway, anything else, Council?
I do not have back any documents that I sent around to be signed.
Oh, that's because they're all piled right up here by me.
Bob?
I took my medicine.
So I need those, please.
Bill, I would like to comment on something that is happening at the legislature. Senate Bill 179, which is has to do with the wheel and excise tax. There's an amendment that's being offered that will most likely pass that will not allow the cities and towns to stack on top of a county rate. So it would completely separate, in our case, Garrett and Auburn could pass their own wheel tax, and the county would have to adjust theirs so that it would not include Auburn and Garrett. I would assume that both cities might pass a wheel tax. They could accept ours and just get a distribution we have, but there was a lot of concern across the state that cities and towns were stacking the full amount on top of a county rate. Allen County was an example. So that's probably going to happen. So there'll need to be some consideration as to our wheel tax before the end of the year, depending on what the two towns do.
Well, thank you, Rick. Anything else? Thank you for putting up with me. I'm done being president.
Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, sorry. Damn, I got ahead of myself.
I'll second.
I got a motion, second. Everybody approve?
Yes.
I'm not even going to ask for a no. Go. Oh, we have to have roll call?